Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and I know it's been a really long time since I've uploaded, but I definitely want to kickstart this channel again for the 100th time and try to be as transparent as possible. And if I could, help anyone, including myself, because I think that like posting content and like sharing my opinion about things is therapeutic for me as much as it may be for the next person. And I just feel like I am called on by God to help others, and that means something to me. So I just want to like touch base about like how I've been feeling and try to be transparent with you guys and with myself. Depression really sucks. Depression really sucks. Having a personality disorder really sucks. It takes everything out of you. There's days where I literally don't want to get out of bed. And I have to because I have kids. I have to because I have responsibilities. I have to because I'm a full-time student. I have to because I have a job, and I have to keep food on the table for my kids and myself. But I've really realized that I'm battling many demons within myself. And it's just gotten to the point where if I don't consciously make a change, I'm literally going to lose out on the next few years of my life. Because I feel like for a very long time, I have lost out on a lot of time where I wasn't as present and where I was just very miserable and very sad and depressed. And I don't want to feel like that anymore. I've noticed very unhealthy patterns in the way that I have relationships and friendships. And I think that like with growth comes discomfort. With getting older, it comes a time where you have to take accountability for your actions and how it affected other people and how it's affecting yourself, most importantly. I definitely have a long way to go, but I am definitely ready to take the necessary steps to change certain behaviors about myself. For a long time in relationships, and honestly, like I don't think that I've really ever fully accepted this, but for a long time in relationships, specifically with men, not growing up with my dad in my life definitely affected me. I have never even admitted that 100%, even in therapy. Not having my dad in my life, I just always felt rejected and unloved, and I didn't feel like worthy of love. And so I've always been drawn to men that were emotionally unavailable and men that had an avoidant attachment style and men that didn't give me 100% of the attention or even effort that I deserved, even in the slightest. I put myself in relationships, and I will say put myself because I am very self-aware and I'm usually aware of red flags, but I tend to, do what a lot of women do, and I paint those red flags pink. And I just let things slide, and I let things slide because I want to keep that person around. And I think that a lot of women can relate to that, where we put things to the side and we don't put ourselves first, and we let them get away with things once and twice and 3 times and 4 times, and they apologize and we go back, and then it becomes a cycle. But at what point do we stop and hold ourselves accountable for allowing someone to treat us that way? So I continuously allowed men to treat me just any type of way I put myself in compromising situations for the sake of love, or what I thought was love, what I thought was protection, what I thought was intimacy. And it wasn't worth it, because all it did was teach me to allow people to treat me poorly. All it did was put me in negative and toxic situations that I didn't need to be in. I constantly allowed myself to be disrespected. And it made me a more negative, nasty person overall. It made me completely mistrust men and people, and just in general, it made me lose self-respect for myself. It made me insecure. It made me just overall like a less stable person. And I can completely admit that. And I think that what I've learned the most from my relationships in the past is that I come first. I need to be the one. I need to be able to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day and say to myself, you are most important. Nobody should be able to disrupt your peace. And also, most importantly, what I've learned is you cannot expect yourself out of other people, and you have to put yourself first. When you're in a relationship, it's very important to love that person in their love language and expect the same. There needs to be a certain level of reciprocating. But what I was doing is I was expecting myself out of men. And I was allowing them to, I guess, in a sense, fall short, because I had already set the expectation up here, because that's what I was willing to give. But I didn't stop to think, okay, maybe this person isn't capable, or maybe this person doesn't want to, or maybe they just don't know how to. Regardless, I was just accepting the bare minimum because I thought that that's all I deserved. I didn't know any better. But now, the woman I am now, I would never in a million years accept the treatment that I allowed before in my relationships. Becoming a single mother at the age of 23 or 24 really shifted my sense of perception of the world and people. And it really just enforced my thoughts and my emotions around not being able to rely on a man. And that's where I started to become hyper independent and super masculine. And now I'm just in a place where it's like, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of that reciprocal energy that I give. Those are the things that I want. And I think part of the reason why I'm even making this video, and part of the reason why I even want to be transparent on here again, is just because this is therapeutic for me to get these thoughts out, because I suppress so much, and I'm constantly beating myself up about things that I should express and things that I need to work through. And I need to look at myself and be able to understand that I didn't fail my kids by choosing to be a single mother. I had to step away from relationships that no longer served me. I had to choose me. And even though it's so lonely at times, and even though there's days where I literally don't want to be a mom, there's days where I don't want to be anything, I just want to curl up in a ball and die, I keep pushing, because I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I haven't found it yet. And honestly, guys, like, there's days where weeks sometimes I go where I'm so severely depressed, and no one really knows it because I hide it so well, or I just cut people off and I don't talk. But I just know that for myself, I know what I deserve now, and I'm willing to do anything to get to where I need to be, because I just know that I didn't go through everything I went through for no reason. Life has a very funny way of teaching you things, and if there's anything I've learned is that, and by the way, the shirt is supposed to be like this. I didn't put it. Sorry, I got distracted. If I've learned anything in life is that if you keep pushing the lesson back, if the universe or God, whatever you would choose to believe in, if the universe is trying to teach you a lesson and you continuously keep blocking that lesson and you keep re-entering the same toxic traits and toxic situations that you've been entering, the universe is going to continuously put that lesson back to the forefront, and it will keep doing that until you learn the lesson. So now, instead of me continuing to go on that cycle of toxicity like I have been, I've been trying my best to brace myself and say, what can you learn from this? What have you learned from something like this in the past? Where are you making connections? What can you do better? What have you done that's good in this situation? And how can you progress? And I've noticed that if I stop and I ask myself those questions, I'm able to dissect and analyze and make better conscious decisions. And it's gotten me a lot further than just doing, because before I used to just be so impulsive and just go and just make reckless choices, and it's only gotten me nowhere. It's gotten me nowhere. But I also have to learn to give myself compassion, learn to give myself grace. The same grace that you give other people is the same grace that you have to give yourself sometimes, and take a step back and be like, okay, what have I accomplished? What am I doing to work towards my personal goals? All of those things. I wake up every day and I think, but I need to stop sometimes and learn how to be patient with myself and love on myself, and give that same love to yourself that you give to other people. I just want to leave you guys with this. Everything that you do now will matter 5 years from now. One small little decision that you make now has a huge impact on your future. So be very conscious of the decisions you make, and seek out therapy, seek out, what's the word I'm looking for? Seek out counseling through your friends and your family and the people that love you and the people that remind you of your greatness, people that want to actually be there for you. Seek that out, and don't sit in your thoughts alone, because it can get very dark sometimes, very, very dark. Your life and your mental health and your process of change and who you are as a person is extremely important. And I know that sometimes our mental health and our just state of being is tested on the daily, but you can get through it. You just have to want to. And every little step that you take towards being a better person, being a better parent, being a better student, whatever it is that you're trying to improve, is something. It's better to progress day by day than to not do anything at all. The worst thing that you could do for yourself is be stagnant, and you can be stagnant in just the smallest ways, by realizing that you have an issue with something and not wanting to change it at all. Then you're adding and you're contributing to your own demise. So definitely seek out help in any way you can. And I think that I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video, or maybe this is kind of like a journaling experience, like a video journaling experience. So I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you next time.